There comes a moment in life when you look around and realize something painful. You've been giving too much of yourself to everything and everyone except your own growth. You feel behind. You feel drained. You feel like other people are moving while you stay stuck, even though you've worked hard, supported people, showed up for them. Yet nothing seems to change for you. That silent frustration, that heavy disappointment, that fear of wasting your life. It's a feeling almost everyone knows but few ever talk about. And if you've been living like this, there's a powerful truth the Stoics would want you to remember. Your life transforms the moment you decide to focus on you. Not in a selfish way, in a disciplined, intentional, self-respecting way. Because the world does not reward people who abandon themselves. Before we dive deep, take a second to like this video and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and supports this journey of becoming stronger, wiser, and more intentional every day. Number 1, you cannot win if you spread yourself thin. Most people lose themselves because they try to be everywhere for everyone. They try to make everyone happy. They try to keep friendships alive, chase people who do not value them, fit in with groups that drain them, and maintain relationships that lead nowhere. At the end of the day, they collapse in a bed with nothing left for their own goals. The Stoics believe that the greatest danger in life isn't failure, it's distraction. To chase everything is to master nothing. When you spread yourself thin, life becomes blurry. You wake up tired, you move without purpose, and your mind feels crowded with things that don't matter. You're overwhelmed, but not because your life is truly hard. It's because you're carrying problems that are not yours. When you stop pouring energy into the wrong places, you suddenly realize how much strength you've had all along. Your potential wasn't missing. It was just misused. The Stoics taught that your attention is your most valuable power. Whatever you focus on grows. If you focus on drama, you create chaos. If you focus on people who drain you, you create emptiness. And if you focus on your growth, your improvement, your craft, your discipline, you create a stronger, more grounded, more successful version of yourself. You cannot water someone else's garden while your own is dying. This is why focusing on yourself is not selfish, it is necessary. You are responsible for the direction of your life. No one else lives with your regrets. No one else feels your missed opportunities. No one else carries your secret frustration. If you don't start prioritizing yourself, you will continue to lose years to people and habits that don't serve you. The Stoics would say, protect your time like your life depends on it, because it does. And here's the truth. Once you stop scattering your energy, life becomes simpler. Your goals become clearer. Your confidence grows. You stop chasing and start attracting. You stop begging for validation and start earning respect. You stop feeling lost and start feeling grounded. Your life begins to move again. Not because luck appeared, but because you finally removed the weight holding you back. Number 2, silence, solitude, and self-discipline build winners. Most people avoid solitude because they're scared of what they'll discover about themselves. They want noise. They want distractions. They want entertainment, gossip, notifications, anything to avoid sitting alone with their thoughts. But the Stoics believed that solitude is where greatness begins. It's in silence that you observe your weaknesses honestly. It's in stillness that you confront your fears. And it's in discipline that you transform your life. When you choose to focus on yourself, solitude becomes your workshop. It becomes the place where you sharpen your mind, strengthen your habits, and build your future. In solitude, you can hear your real goals. You can see your real flaws, and you can finally break the patterns that have been stopping you. Winners aren't built in crowds. They're built in quiet rooms where they labor in silence. Self-discipline is the bridge between the life you want and the life you're living. When you choose discipline, waking up early, training your mind, developing your craft, controlling your emotions, you step into a different version of yourself. A version that's harder to break. A version that's less reactive. A version that chooses growth over comfort. Comfort destroys more dreams than failure ever will. The Stoics taught that the strongest person is the one who governs himself, not someone who controls others, not someone who manipulates situations, but someone who controls his own impulses. The world is full of people who are prisoners to their urges, their desires, their laziness, and their emotions. But the disciplined person, he walks differently. He moves with intention. He looks calm because he is in command of his mind. When you choose solitude and discipline, something powerful happens. Your life stops feeling chaotic. You begin to think clearly. You start to act with purpose. You start to feel stronger, more capable, more grounded. You stop feeling like life is happening to you and start feeling like life is happening because of you. That's the shift that changes everything. Number 3, focusing on yourself exposes who belongs in your life. One of the most surprising things about self-focus is how quickly it reveals who's truly in your corner. When you stop being available for people's drama, when you stop responding instantly, when you stop putting their needs above your own, many people will fade away. At first, it feels painful, but it's actually a blessing. Because the people who disappear were only there for what you gave them, not for who you were. When you set boundaries, people show their true character. The ones who get angry, annoyed, or distant were benefiting from your lack of boundaries. They were comfortable with you overextending yourself. They were comfortable with you being tired, distracted, and drained. The Stoics would say that anyone who punishes you for prioritizing your life does not deserve a place in it. But the right people, the ones meant for you, will notice your growth and respect it. They will understand that you are focusing on yourself not out of selfishness, but out of purpose. They will admire your discipline. They will support your journey. They will not feel threatened by your evolution. Your growth will inspire them instead of intimidating them. Focusing on yourself filters your relationships. It leaves you with people who contribute instead of consume. People who build with you instead of distract you. People who match your energy instead of drain it. And suddenly, life becomes lighter. You stop feeling alone even when you have fewer people around. Because the people left are genuine. They are aligned. They are growing too. So don't fear losing people when you choose yourself. Fear losing yourself because you held on to the wrong people. The Stoics understood that no person is worth the destruction of your potential. And when you focus on yourself deeply, the people who truly belong in your life rise to the surface, and the rest fall away naturally. Number 4, your future self is watching what you do today. Everything you do today is shaping the person you'll be 5 years from now. Your habits, your routines, your choices, they are writing the story of your future. And the painful truth is that most people want a better life, but their daily actions betray them. They want success without sacrifice, growth without discomfort, transformation without discipline. But the Stoics remind us, you cannot escape the responsibility of your own development. When you focus on yourself, you begin to act for your future instead of your mood. You stop making emotional decisions and start making intentional ones. You start measuring every action by a single question. Does this help me become the person I want to be? When you live like this, your days become meaningful. Your time becomes valuable. Your purpose becomes clearer. Imagine your future self watching you today. Would he be proud of your discipline? Would he be grateful that you pushed through discomfort? Would he thank you for cutting off distractions? Or would he feel disappointed that you wasted another day on things that don't matter? The Stoics believe that wisdom comes from seeing life with long-term eyes. You don't live for the moment. You live for the legacy. Every tiny act of discipline compounds. Every hour spent learning, training, improving, or building your craft adds up. Every day that you resist temptation strengthens your mind. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you become a little more unstoppable. People underestimate how powerful consistency is because the results are invisible at first. But 5 years later, everyone sees what you built in silence. So focus on yourself, not for ego, not for applause, not for validation, but for the future version of you who deserves a life you're proud of. Winning isn't an accident. It's a product of discipline applied daily, even when nobody is watching. Especially when nobody is watching. Number 5. When you focus on you, success becomes inevitable. When you eliminate distractions, protect your energy, and discipline your mind, something powerful happens. Success stops feeling impossible. Doors that once seemed locked suddenly open. Opportunities that felt out of reach begin appearing. Not because luck magically found you, but because you prepared yourself for the moment life tried to reward you. The Stoics believe that luck is simply preparation meeting opportunity. When you focus on yourself, your performance improves. Your mind becomes sharper. Your habits strengthen. You start noticing things other people miss. You start executing with confidence instead of hesitation. You stop competing with others because you finally understand that the real competition is between who you were yesterday and who you are willing to become today. And when you focus on yourself long enough, people start noticing, even though you're not trying to impress anyone. You become more disciplined, more grounded, more self-controlled, more respected. You stop chasing validation because your actions speak for you. You stop explaining yourself because your results speak for you. You stop seeking approval because your purpose guides you. Success becomes a side effect of alignment. When your actions match your goals, when your habits match your ambitions, when your environment matches your purpose, you become unstoppable. The Stoics knew this. A person who masters himself becomes a force that nothing external can break. When you focus on yourself, you don't just grow, you transform. So the message is simple, powerful, and timeless. Focus on you till you win. Not until people approve. Not until someone joins you. Not until life feels easy. You focus on you until the life you dream of becomes the life you live. And when you finally win, you'll realize something profound. You didn't change because life got easier. You changed because you got stronger. Number 6. The world respects the person who respects himself. There is a powerful shift that happens when you finally decide to respect yourself. Not in a loud, aggressive, or arrogant way, but in a calm, disciplined, and self-assured way. The Stoics believe that self-respect begins with how you treat your time, your mind, your energy, and your values. When you prioritize your growth, your boundaries, and your inner peace, the world begins mirroring that respect back to you. People start treating you the way you treat yourself. When you constantly overextend yourself, tolerate disrespect, or abandon your goals for others, you train people to see you as someone who doesn't value himself. But the moment you change how you move, how you speak, how you behave, how you show up, everything around you shifts. The world responds to confidence, not desperation. To discipline, not chaos. To self-control, not emotional instability. When you respect yourself, you naturally raise the standards of your life. Self-respect is not about being perfect, it's about being intentional. It's about choosing your actions wisely. It's about not allowing emotions to guide your behavior. It's about choosing progress over comfort. When you act with self-respect, you stop doing things that weaken you. You stop participating in gossip. You stop chasing people. You stop engaging in drama. Instead, you build a quiet strength that people feel instantly. The Stoics taught that respect is earned through consistency, not through words, but through actions repeated over time. When you consistently choose the harder right over the easier wrong, people see it. When you stay calm under pressure, people feel it. When you protect your boundaries, people notice it. When you take your life seriously, people have no choice but to take you seriously too. And as your self-respect grows, your life becomes clearer. You start attracting healthier friendships, better opportunities, and deeper connections. Because the world is always watching, even when you think it isn't. And the world always gravitates toward those who carry themselves with discipline, dignity, and direction. When you respect yourself fully, everything else begins to fall into place. Number 7. Emotional control is a superpower. Most people live as slaves to their emotions. They react quickly, speak without thinking, and make decisions based on anger, fear, envy, or insecurity. The Stoics believed this was the biggest weakness a person could have. A person who cannot control his emotions is easily manipulated, easily distracted, and easily defeated. But when you learn to control your inner state, you unlock a superpower that very few possess. Emotional control does not mean you stop feeling. It means you stop letting your feelings run your life. When someone disrespects you, you stay grounded instead of reacting. When life gets stressful, you stay steady instead of panicking. When things don't go your way, you observe the situation instead of exploding. This ability to remain calm gives you tremendous strength because you become harder to break and harder to influence. Every time you choose calmness over chaos, you gain power. Every time you hold your tongue when you're tempted to lash out, your mind becomes stronger. Every time you pause before reacting, you weaken the grip emotions have on your life. The Stoics believe that the strongest person is not the one who conquers others, but the one who conquers himself. Emotional mastery is the foundation of self-mastery. When you control your emotions, you also protect your energy. You no longer waste time arguing, fighting, or trying to win pointless battles. You no longer allow people to push you into situations that drain you. You respond with intention, not impulse. This saves you hours, days, even years of unnecessary stress. It also gives you clarity that most people lose because they're too busy reacting instead of thinking. And the more emotional discipline you develop, the more focused you become on your goals. You stop being derailed by small things. You stop letting people trigger you. You stop taking things personally. You move through life with composure, confidence, and direction. Emotional control is not just a skill, it's a lifestyle. And once you master it, your path to winning becomes far smoother and far more attainable. Number 8, you must become a student of your own life. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they already know themselves. But self-awareness is not something you achieve once. It's something you study every single day. The Stoics believe that wisdom comes from constant reflection, observing your habits, your reactions, your fears, your motives, and your behavior. When you take the time to study your life, you stop repeating the same mistakes that have kept you stuck. You must understand your triggers. What makes you angry, what distracts you, what weakens your discipline, what pulls you off your path. You must understand your strengths, what motivates you, what inspires you, what fuels your purpose. Most people never ask these questions. They drift through life without direction because they don't take the time to analyze their own patterns. When you become a student of your life, you stop blaming others for your results. You stop expecting miracles. You stop pretending things will fix themselves. Instead, you take responsibility. You adjust your habits. You remove what harms you. You strengthen what helps you. You make intentional changes instead of emotional guesses. This is how growth becomes predictable instead of accidental. The Stoics wrote in journals daily, reflecting on their actions, their mistakes, and their improvements. They understood that a person who does not evaluate his life cannot improve it. When you regularly check in with yourself, you gain clarity. You gain control. You gain wisdom. You start seeing what needs to change, and you actually change it. The person who studies his life becomes unstoppable because he always knows where he stands and where he needs to go. He is aware, he is disciplined, he is honest with himself. And honesty with yourself is the beginning of every transformation. To focus on yourself until you win, you must first understand yourself more deeply than the world ever will. Number 9, sacrifice is a requirement, not an option. Every dream, every goal, and every meaningful transformation requires sacrifice. You cannot evolve while clinging to the same habits, the same distractions, the same people, or the same comfort zones. The Stoics believed that greatness demands a price, and that price is often discipline, loneliness, discomfort, and delayed gratification. Most people want the reward but refuse the sacrifice. That's why they stay stuck. If you want to win, you must be willing to let go. Let go of old habits that slow you down. Let go of relationships that drain you. Let go of entertainment that wastes your time. Let go of excuses that make you feel safe. Sacrifice is not punishment, it is purification. It removes what weakens you so you can grow stronger in the areas that matter. Sacrifice feels uncomfortable because it forces you to confront the truth. The life you want is on the other side of the things you're afraid to give up. The Stoics embraced discomfort because they knew it was the path to resilience. They trained their minds to endure challenges, accept inconvenience, and see struggle as an investment. When you sacrifice, you are not losing, you are trading. The more you sacrifice things that don't matter, the more time and energy you free for the things that do. You gain focus, you gain clarity, you gain intensity. You stop being distracted by what is easy and start chasing what is meaningful. This shift alone separates winners from everyone else. Most people never win because they're unwilling to suffer a little today for a better tomorrow. When you accept sacrifice as part of your life, you become powerful. You begin controlling your desires instead of being controlled by them. You become someone who can endure difficulty, stay committed, and persist when others quit. Sacrifice transforms you from the inside out. It sharpens your discipline and prepares you for the success you're building quietly every day. Number 10. The journey is won in the dark before it's seen in the light. Every great achievement is built long before the world notices it. People only see the results, the success, the confidence, the discipline, the transformation. They don't see the lonely nights, the silent work, the self-doubt, the failures, the restarts, the sacrifices. The Stoics knew that everything meaningful grows in hidden places, in your habits, your mindset, and your private decisions. Success is a private victory long before it becomes a public one. When you commit to focusing on yourself, you begin winning in the dark. You begin winning in the unseen moments, when you're tired but still working, when you're discouraged but still moving, when you're not getting recognition but still improving. These are the battles that shape your character. These are the moments that separate the disciplined from the distracted. The world may overlook you at first. People may not understand your silence, your discipline, your boundaries, or your focus. They may think you're boring, distant, or too serious. That's because they can't see the vision you're working on. But you must stay committed because the seeds you plant in the dark always bloom in the light, always. The Stoics taught that the greatest victories are won internally before they are won externally. When you conquer your laziness, you win. When you conquer your distractions, you win. When you conquer your impulses, you win. When you conquer your excuses, you win. Every private victory brings you one step closer to the life you imagine. And when your time finally comes, people will call you lucky, unaware of the war you fought behind the scenes. So stay committed to the quiet work. Stay loyal to your growth. Stay patient with your journey. Your breakthroughs will come, your progress will show, and your discipline will be rewarded. Focus on you till you win, because when the light finally hits your life, the world will see a version of you that was built slowly, intentionally, and powerfully in the dark.